What's going on, everyone? Jim here from RC After Dark. Sorry I haven't had a video out in a while. Been working on this off-road adventure course in my backyard here, and it's kind of turning out to be a little bit of a proving grounds, and I'll show you what we're working with. Added another bridge out there, a little teeter-totter out there. Another bridge over our rock path. And some other obstacles in the background there. So starting off, we have our podium. And you can run this course clockwise or counterclockwise. I'll take you through the clockwise, of course. We'll be starting off at our podium here, going over this first hill, climbing over this first hill, over these little guys. I'm probably going to have to build these hills up, guys. I'm still working on this course. Sorry about the cigarette, sorry about the smoke. Gonna have to build up these hills a little bit farther. We'll come down through that and into our log road here, which doesn't look too menacing, but when you're on your way back up, it can get kind of tricky. Now here we are looking back up our log road from our start. A lot of these logs have gotten filled in with recent rainstorms. So we go down our log path and into our switchback rock chicane, which winds up the hill. This little brick bridge is a new add-on. Use some landscape flower bed border wall block, I guess you would call it, to build this bridge, and a whole bunch of liquid nails and some E6000 and some shoe glue. 3 different kinds of glue holding this bridge together, but it is solid. Even though it looks like it should be condemned, it should hold the trucks without a problem. And we also added that big teeter-totter there. We have 4 2x4 by 12 foot 2x4s, 2 on each side, bound together. 1-inch steel pipe going through the whole mess, holding it together, and some old barbell clamps on the very ends just to hold everything in place. Now, sorry for jumping all over the place. This brick is on a different route of the track, or a different portion of it. So we'd wind up that rock chicane, where we'd come out and circle around underneath the teeter-totter. So here we are coming up out of our rock chicane, zip, zip, zip. Come out of here, and we go into these chuck holes, all the way along underneath the teeter-totter, which winds around to that landing pad. And then we'd have to hold the teeter-totter down on that one side to let a vehicle climb on before descending. I've got the weight balanced on this teeter-totter with the 2x4s from one side to the other. Just kind of shifted the 2x4s. So it tends to fall on the downhill side, but it doesn't take much weight at all to bring it up. You could literally just put a 32-ounce Gatorade bottle on the end of that, and that's more than enough weight to drop that down to the other side. As far as the angle on this teeter-totter, I'm not too sure. It's in between a 35 and a 40-degree angle, I would say. And I used a reciprocating saw with a wood blade on it, excuse me, and made some diagonal cuts this way and some diagonal cuts that way to give it a nice diamond pattern up both sides so the vehicles would get plenty of traction on the wood. Now here's at the end of the teeter-totter where I was talking about using the barbell weight clamps or whatever. I put a 1-inch steel pipe, drilled a hole right through this 1-inch hole right through this 4x6, ran the pipe right through it, through the 2x4s, and then put one of these barbell clamps on either end to hold everything in place. Alright, so basically if we're still running the course clockwise, we run along through these potholes, out and around to our landing pad, which would go down the teeter-totter towards the bridge. So after traveling down the teeter-totter, which is a new add-on, we hit the brick bridge here, which is another new add-on, condemned. And then over to what I hope to make some mud bogs. I bought these 2 plastic tubs to put in here, guys, just because the ground is so sandy that you really can't make a mud bog just naturally. The water just drains out way too fast. So there's no way to really make a mud bog unless I dig it out, trench it out, throw in a rubber liner, and then, you know, put water and dirt and whatnot in there. That's pretty much the only way that the ground would hold water. So I bought these 2 plastic tubs and was intending on putting these back to back and then making a little mud bog out of the plastic tubs. But, you know, still on the fence with that. So after coming over the bridge, maybe going through the mud bogs if we ever get those dug in, we come around up to this other brick path, which is new as well, which winds us around to that over-under log bridge there. Another new item. Dirt, guys, I can't even tell you how many yards of dirt I brought in here. Did this all with a small trailer that you tow behind your lawn tractor. Countless numbers of trailer loads of dirt. Probably about, I don't know, 6 or 7 yards of dirt that I brought in. So we wind up this little brick path here, which doesn't look too menacing. And that would take us along to our bridge there. The bricks are, some are going up, some are going down. It is off camber. So, I mean, it's not going to be too much of a challenge, but it's still going to be fun at the same time. And here we are looking back on those bricks, which come up to our log bridge. And I was trying to make everything on this course, guys, with stuff that I have laying around. Logs, there's plenty of those to be found. I'm sitting in the middle of the woods. So logs are first and foremost the easiest thing to find, hence the log bridge. So here's our log bridge. Come off of that, and then you circle around and into another rock section, or boulder section, which winds underneath the bridge. Now, as far as items on the track, the rocks are the hardest, or were the hardest thing to find. Seeing that I am in the middle of the woods, literally in the middle of the woods, there is really no rock to be found up here, guys. The ones that you do find have either been sitting in the woods since the glaciers went through here and they have moss growing on them, or you have to dig them up out of a road or a power line. I have literally spent weeks driving around with a four-wheeler and a trailer trying to find rocks. So all the rocks that are here on site are all rocks that I had found around our property association. Alright, so back to the track, guys. Oops, sorry about the focus here. Camera's not wanting to focus. We wind underneath our bridge here, over our rocky section, back into some more logs, and then up this staggered brick hill. And I've also added more dirt to the back edge of this hill. I've raised up those bricks. They were sitting, they weren't on that much of an angle. They're still not on that much of an angle, but it has been raised up since the last time. But we did do some change ups. Raised up this angle brick here, put a couple slope bricks on the other side. Right there. Added some rocks right here to make our corner. And I did have those same staggered blocks there going down this hill here. I took those out, added more dirt here, built this up about 15 inches, close to 2 feet, and then added these curved blocks here instead, along with some more curved blocks back here. So here's what we're looking at coming off of those staggered blocks onto those rocks, back down these blocks, to some more rocks, and then onto this other brick section. The gravel running up along the side is part of a chicken out run, I guess. If you can't make it up the hill, which there's no reason that you can't make it up the hill, but if you decide you don't want to make it up the hill, you can take the course on the left-hand side, which is that gravel rock that winds around between the two piles. I'm probably going to have to get a degree finder out here so I can measure some of these angles to see what they're looking like. But that is roughly a yard of dirt, maybe about a yard and a half right there, that those bricks are sitting on. Alright, so here's the other end of our gravel path, which comes around between the trees, over top of that brick, and wraps around to this log road, which is another bypass road. If you don't feel like you can make it across the jagged bricks here, you can take out the chicken run here and run down these log roads. So normally we'd be running across that brick, which is not new, that's been there before, over the stumps, onto some more brick, and then back into some more logs. But this brick over here is new, the other brick's new, that brick's new, the log bridge is new, brick bridge is new, teeter-totter's new, and more rock, of course. Initially, after we wind down through here, we get back onto this log road, we hit another rock pile, which winds through these trees, and back around to another staggered brick section. Initially, all these rocks here are new, compared to my last video. Found some more rocks, so before the rock section ended on the other side of the trees, so all this brick, or all this rock right here is all new. So here's our rock section, new rock added to it. which winds us around to right here. So this is where the original rock path ended. That's this path right here. Came right up to this rock. So all this other stuff wrapping around through the tree and around the corner is a new add-on. So after we make it through these rocks, we hit this other staggered brick section, make our way through there, onto some more logs, new addition, onto the car wheels. There was one car wheel here before. We added another car wheel to it, put some rocks on either side of it, and then we go back into some more staggered brick up to our chimney block obstacle. Now the chimney block, this little obstacle, guys, was relatively difficult. So I added some more brick down here to the end, glued those in place with E6000, which is like shoe glue. Glued those in place with that, and it added some more rock to it just to make it a little bit more user-friendly. And then we go through some more rock and onto our another little log pile there, and then to our over-under bridge. So we go over our little logs here, and then into our over-under log bridge. So here we are coming out of our tunnel. Make a little right-hand turn, up over the log bridge, down into that little divot, over this dirt mound, and then we wrap around back to the podium. So there you go, guys. There's a look at our course so far. The light is fleeting here, it's starting to get dark. So far, guys, like I said, I've been trying to make this course with everything, just stuff that's been laying around. You know, the wood, the rock, dirt, leftover bricks like the chimney block that you see. The chimney block that's running up along here, our bricks. You know, that was stuff that we had laying around. But the only thing that I did have to pay money out of pocket for were the 2 plastic tubs. I got those for 2 for $15, so I paid $15 for both those tubs. The 2x4s, 2x4x12s treated, those were $9.99 a piece, so $40 in lumber right there for that stuff. And then the landscape block, guys, all that curved block that you see laying around here, this tan curved block. Those blocks were 25 cents a piece at my local country store, so right around $50 for that block. So roughly $100 out of my pocket so far into the track, and that's just for the block, the glue, and the 2x4s. Like I said, the red brick already had. Trees, they're in abundance around here. Dirt, easy to find. Rock, not so easy to find. A lot of searching, a lot of going down dirt roads, gas lines, power lines, you know, picking up rocks wherever I can find them to get a hold of these guys. So far, the rock has been the most difficult part of doing this whole course. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Jim from RC After Dark. Sorry once again for not getting a video out any sooner here, or for lagging on putting out videos. But I've been putting a lot of time into this track and trying to get it built up. So that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the next video.